This Premier League Match Day 19 picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5, get $75 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code PLGP. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, Monday, December the 29th. Barry doesn't know for once I've done him. We are here to have a look around a largely miserable weekend or post-Christmas, whatever the fuck it was, slate of Premier League fixtures before we get stuck into another lot that starts tomorrow night, Tuesday, December the 30th, and then Thursday, the 1st of January. It's a right old mess. They've mangled this fixture list. Joining me, this is going to be an all-time miserable special, I reckon. We might break all records. Is Mr. Barry Petaluna. Hiya, Barry. How are you?
I'm all right. It has been miserable, hasn't it? Everything dictated purely by one football result is absolutely ridiculous. But we're now in that horrible period in between where just every day is pointless, isn't it? Like, particularly today, there's not even any football worth watching. I have to tune into the Championship because there's no Premier League today. I don't know why we couldn't just play football every day. I'm a little bit out of sorts. I don't know what to do with myself today. I'm bored already.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I've tried to make a few excuses and think of a few reasons why stuff hasn't happened over the last few days, but it goes exactly back to one football result, Barry. We said when we handicapped Man United Newcastle, one of the saving graces about it was that it wasn't going to ruin Boxing Day until 10 p.m. when the final whistle went, and that's correct. But I incorrectly thought that might put a stop to it there, but it didn't, because it rolled in to the next day and it rolled into the day after, and I'm still sitting here now. So the whole thing, and then it was a bit like when you lose the lunchtime Saturday game and the rest of your weekend's a waste of time. Because I'm been doing this long enough, Baz. I've been supporting Newcastle long enough. I've been punting long enough to know when the signs are there that everything's just going to fragment after that one result. And as much as anyone can sit and tell me they're not linked, they're fucking linked. I know it. I've seen it, Barry. I've seen it enough times. So whatever the reasons for Newcastle doing that on Boxing Day, I don't care. But it affected everything. I went out yesterday morning, Barry, even. It was like an episode of Mr. Bean Leaves the House. Like, I'd ordered some plant pots. I hadn't ordered them, sorry. I'd purchased them on Facebook Marketplace from two separate guys. So I emptied the van a little bit because I thought the plant pots were going to be massive. Turns out they're all the size of dolls' houses. So that was a drawback. But I emptied the van a bit, drove off, everything in the van fell over, and I ripped all the cloth on my roulette table, which is not ideal. Exactly. Not ideal in any way. Job's coming up, New Year's Eve and all sorts. I then I tried to put them back together. I banged my head off the top of the van. I banged my head off one of the legs when I was getting it out. Even little things like the bobble on my bobble hat got caught in between two of the legs, and it ripped me hat. I thought, if someone in the streets looking out the window here, they'll be laughing their head off. It was just a nightmare. I had a plant I was going to take back to the garden centre because it had rotted a little bit in the middle. That then looked like it had been in an airplane accident. So I launched that over the fence in a rage. I hurled that, probably a world record. I must have hurled it 200 yards. I was just, and that was all linked, Barry. Absolutely everything was linked to that final whistle going the night after. The picks were dog shit. We'll get to the picks as we go. We'll probably do fewer eye catchers today as we're a bit pushed for time. I tell you what it was, Baz. If you made a little grid of like bets winning and the team you want to win, being in the top right-hand corner against bets losing and the team you want to lose in the bottom left. And then sometimes there's a halfway, so you can lose your bet, but Liverpool could still get beat. That's all right. Whether, right, you could win your bet and Newcastle still win. But they all were in the bottom left, which was not winning bets and the team winning. So Liverpool not covering the handicap was in that bottom left corner. Arsenal not covering the handicap was in the bottom left corner. Man United fucking beating us was in the bottom. Everything. I mentioned Man City. Yeah, Man City not covering the handicap was. So none of the. It would have been hilarious if Wolves or Brighton or someone had picked up a point. That would have offset the losing. But it was all just that bottom draw. Like Palace Tottenham yesterday. What was that?
That was garbage, wasn't it?
It was just and it was in the bottom left bit. The results provided you with no solace for your losing pick. And they all just ended up in that bottom bit, Pat. Worst Christmas present, Barry? Did you have you got an entry? Because I have.
I've seen your entry. I can't compete with that.
I mean, I'm going to unwrap it. It's if anyone didn't see my Twitter post, it's an onion guard. So apparently, this doesn't go down well in the house when I've partially used an onion. If you just stick it in the fridge, even if you're wrapping in tin foil or something, the onion smell can get about, can't it? You know, I can perforate the milk and stuff, and the kids go mad. So I got this. It's effectively an onion condom, Barry. So you put your partially used onion in, and then this Johnny bit at the top. That's a good noise. Listen to that. Bit of ASMR. The onion condom bit then goes over your onion. So Santa Claus deemed it appropriate for me to receive an onion condom for Christmas. But yeah, you got nothing approaching that?
Well, I mean, first things first, just chuck the half an onion away, Malcolm. Onions are cheap, aren't they? Like, nobody needs to be saving half an onion.
Attitude to have that.
Nah, not for me. I'm not saving that half an onion. They go manky straight away anyway. I got some diabetic socks, Malcolm. What's that all about? I mean, there's two things. There's two things here. I don't know what a diabetic sock is.
No.
To all intents and purposes.
Hang on a minute. Are the socks diabetic? Or are you diabetic? Or they're like the person?
I'm not diabetic, so that's
you
the
don't
other
know
thing.
You're not diabetic.
Well, I haven't got diabetes. Never have. Never will, because I'm healthier now. But yeah, just on the label, and I don't think it was an intentional purchase of diabetic socks on the assumption I am diabetic. It was just some socks that someone bought, and on the label it said they were diabetic socks. I don't know what these socks do.
How would a sock help you?
I have no idea. But I mean, they're comfy socks, but there's nothing special about them. I don't know what it's all about. Don't get it. That's an odd one.
You've just reminded me of something, Baz. I hadn't written this down in my notes, but I saw someone on the Football League highlights that reminded me of you in your incredible weight loss. And I fucking laughed out loud at this. It was Steve Evans, the new Bristol Rovers manager. You know who I mean? He's managed everybody. Big fat bloke. Looks like a coach driver because he's always got that blazer with the brass buttons. It looks like if you could, like, when my mum and dad will sometimes go on coach trips to Devon, like this bloke's driving the bus, the blazer with the brass buttons and the tie. But he's not the same as you, Baz. He's about a third of the man he was. So
I've noticed that. Yeah.
I was on the Bristol Rovers. He just got the Bristol Rovers. So this bloke, if you don't like any of our listeners who are less familiar with the lower reaches of English football, he's managed everybody, everyone in the EFL. He's managed at one point. He's a bit of a divisive character. He's quite good for a meme, but he's a bit of a tit. But I just saw him coming across to shake hands with the opposing gaffer the other day, and he just looked right like it was like this. You knew the bloke, but he was literally a third of the size. And I got strong Barry Penaluna vibes off Steve Evans. I'm watching the EFL highlights the other day. Was it last night, the night before? Me and Bob and Betty invented a game of left foot, right foot header. Because it's just the highlights of all the games. So we played for cups of tea to be made the next day. So you take turns to pick left foot, right foot header. And whoever gets a point. It was the first one to 5 points. So about 1 a.m. when the highlights were on, absolute scenes. Like it was 4-4-4. I took right foot for the win, right? Penalty. So it shows the handball for the penalty. And then I was like, is it going to be a right footer or a left footer? Shows the bloke stepping up. It's a right footer. I'm like that. Come on, I'm on the sofa. Fucking missed. Goalie saved it.
I thought you were going to say doing that little shuffle to the other side.
Nah,
When there's sometimes
so the right foot I missed, and then something else. Anyway, it was the next one I had a header, and the clip started with a corner. So I thought, here we go. Header, put it wide. The game had finished 0-0, but they have to show one highlight. So I thought, anyway, Bob won. But left foot, right foot header is a good game if anyone wants a game. But you could drinking game if you weren't playing with 2 teenage children. Betty's over there. She's not happy because she had to make all the cups of tea yesterday. She's wagging her finger at me from the kitchen right now.
I think one present you would like, Malcolm. I have a framed, signed, personalised 2 bars from a Newcastle player.
Current?
And a former Newcastle player. And it's a picture of him celebrating in front of the Gallagher in 1989. Can you guess who it might be?
1989?
Iconic picture of him in the air, fist in the air. Newcastle number 9, 1989.
David Kelly? No.
Mickey Quinn.
Mirandina?
Mickey Quinn.
Scoring
4 goals against Leeds. Really. It was his 4 goals against Leeds, won it, and his debut. I got a signed picture of Mickey Quinn. There you go.
Oh, good. Well, that's fun. That's better than an onion condom. Let me just read some stuff out. We haven't said hello to everyone yet either, by the way. Get access to all of our free picks and podcasts in one convenient place, the SGPN app. Download it for free in your app store. Just type in SGPN. Not many winners. The only little bit of solace I got was that the winners I did have were decent prices. Aston Villa were a big old price. And Fulham, who have treated me well recently, got in at a long price. But that was it for me. I was fucking miles away on everything, like absolutely miles away. So made it back to 6.5 units, but still gave, after having a really good week, like back-to-back shows of the EFL Cup sweep, and then the 7-3, 8-2, gave like 3/4 of it back. And that's led on to me not really liking this card for a couple of reasons we shall get to. Baz, yours was a little bit better, but not much.
Not much better. I had 3 winners. Arsenal, Brighton, both teams to score. Brentford, I was on the right side of the Brentford Bournemouth one. And obviously took Villa as well. Took Villa as a dog. But other than that, a whole load of dog shite.
Okay, we'll say hello to, we'll go from the bottom up. Pete Picks is here. Good timing, Pete, actually, because a couple of people were asking for the Telegram link the other day. And because I'm a bit retarded, couldn't work out how to send a link. So it's almost karma that you've turned up. So if you can't send the link, or you'll find Lee on our Twitter, etc. People are asking for the link. Serial joined us. Serial, how you doing? Smudger is here. Joe Dollar, his wife is a Facebook Marketplace queen. Apparently, the women seem to enjoy the Facebook Marketplaces. Very often, people just coming up my drive to buy tack for £3 from the Facebook Marketplace. Who else is here? This won't scroll up very well. Callum was first in. Logan, how you mate? Logan was here. He tells everyone to get the likes in. Is absolutely correct. So yeah, getting on to this week, like all of these games are a return of the 6th of December fixtures. So less than a month ago. Which
I don't know why you do this. It happens every year, doesn't it? Where you get one full round which repeats itself. But you wouldn't mind if they'd done it like 18, 19 weeks apart. It just seems a bit bizarre that it happens 4 weeks apart.
The other thing I didn't like is that the teams seem to have like identical fixtures from Boxing Day to this week. So Man City get the 2 away games.
I've got that in my notes, yeah. I think it's an absolute joke that in a busy period where anyone gets any time to train between games, that you've got 10 teams who play 2 home games and 10 teams who play 2 away games. Why is that? Why do Arsenal get to play at home twice and Man City have to go to Leeds 1 week, or it was Forest and then Sunderland or whatever? Newcastle are going, away 2 games in a row. It just doesn't, it's totally unnecessary, and it seems a little bit unbalanced at a point where everyone moans about the amount of games that are going on. Why haven't everyone just got 1 home game, 1 away game?
I know ultimately it doesn't matter because you all play everyone home and away, but so partly competitive balance and partly for the reasons football exists is for the supporters, for
Exactly,
me and Bob or whatever, to be able to go to one game this week, whether it be the Boxing Day or this week's game. And like I said, the games seem to be identical. Like the cards identical. And because we've then had a bad week on those identical games, it doesn't fill me with any confidence on these games. So we've just seen Liverpool at home scraping. Man City couldn't cover a handicap. Arsenal couldn't. Newcastle away from home. What you're doing with that? So because the games are identical, you're just presented with the same set of problems that I've just failed at like 48 hours ago. So this morning, I've tried to unravel it all again, and I've got no idea. But this is horrible. Like, by all means, stay and listen for a little bit of company, but don't listen to the picks. Fucking hell, not mine anyway. But I don't know if you feel your passage shaking.
I said the same. Yeah, exactly the same.
Or the listeners could save us. That the other option here is the listeners save everybody with their picks, which is a long shot.
I mean, I looked at it this morning. I don't know if it's just because my whole mood around everything is still
that is it though, Baz.
But I just had no love for any of my picks at all. I found it really hard on a lot of games, and yeah, I wouldn't fancy much of this, to be honest. Like, don't listen to any of my picks.
So yeah, we'll wait and we'll find out, Barry. You never know. Like I say, it was only 7 days ago we were smelling ourselves completely at a couple of wins. Okay, we'll make some picks after we've partnered up with Kalshi, a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. You can trade tons of markets, including NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL, loads of odd bod stuff like politics, entertainment, and weather as well. You can trade anything on Kalshi. New customers get $20 when they use the promo code SGPN. That's KALSHI, promo code SGPN. And Underdog is your home for pick-em entries. You can win up to 5,000 times your money. Underdog got you covered this season. Tons of promos. A brand new offer is play $5 and get 75 in bonus funds using the promo code PLGP to sign up. Going to AFCON update, Barry. We took 4 teams. 3 of them look all right, and one of them completely shit the bed, which was disappointing. So Congo look good. Congo have qualified for the next round already. They're up to 4 points. They got a good 1-1 the other day. Burkina Faso and South Africa, both question marks because they've won one, lost one. South Africa got absolutely sawn off. Egypt are the Liverpool of AFCON.
Salah got the last minute pen, didn't he?
Fucking hell. They win the first game, 94th minute Salah penalty. All right. Second game, they're 1-0 up. And then 10 minutes left, South Africa get a penalty, handball, but the referee's giving it outside the box, which was mad. So a bloke has a shot, Egypt defender falls on it, blocks it with his arm, but the referee said it was outside the box, which it clearly wasn't. It was clearly 4 or 5 inches inside the box. So after about 7 minutes, they send him across to the screen, say, you've got this wrong. So he goes across to the screen and then does it with chooses an option which wasn't on the table, which was to then say it wasn't handball. All they were showing him was that it was in the box. He was, all right, it is in the box, but actually, I've decided now it's not handball. So it was fine to be handball when it was outside the box. At the South African bench, I was on my feet like head in hands. It was absolutely ridiculous. They should pick up another point. South Africa will be fine. Same with Burkina Faso. The team that shit the bed with Gabon, and I fucking didn't know what was going on there because I've watched them a few times and they're half decent. And the main men I've talked about, Aubameyang and Mario Lemina. And they played the first game against Cameroon and the coach left them both out. So Cameroon scored early and then the coach brought them on after 20 minutes. He was like, oh, this isn't working without our best players. I'll bring them on now. Played really well, couldn't get the equaliser. And then yesterday, somehow, they got turned over off Mozambique. There's only one team. There's usually one team who, like, unravel in these kind of tournaments. Suspected it might be Cameroon. It's actually been Gabon. So Gabon are toast, but the other 3 are live, Baz. Bootle's joined us. He's touting his Spurs 1-0 prediction. Bootle, welcome along. Pointing out Leopardstown. Lossymouth is the the bet boost today. I don't know, Denise. I reckon Denise might be having your pants down there, Bootle, but we'll find out. So we're going to go straight into Tuesday night then, Baz. So these games, again, the fixture list is a right mess. There's 6 games on Tuesday, which is the 30th. And then the other 4 games are on Thursday, on New Year's Day. So split 60-40 across 3 days. We'll open with 7:30 Tuesday night, which is 2:30 Eastern time. Burnley take on Newcastle United. Oh my God, I already hate just saying it out loud. Made my teeth itch there. Burnley 4-1. Draw 16-5 plus 320. Newcastle 4-6 minus 150. Absolute horrible. Burnley are unable to win. They can't beat anybody. But Newcastle are totally unbearable to watch or bet on away from home. Back-to-back draws for Burnley's a little bit better. Not terrible results. Home to Everton, away at Bournemouth. I looked at the table today. What are Newcastle doing in 14th? I mean, and they're away from 1 win from 9. And what's getting me is there's all different types of dog shit ways for Newcastle to not win. Like, it's not the same every week. Play well and don't score. There's a way. Play well and concede late. There's another way. Play badly and lose. Defend well. Play okay and lose. Defend badly. There's another way. Like, just take your pick. Put them all in a hat. What we're going to do this week, lads. Like, back-to-back 1-0 away defeats, because that Man United game, like, we absolutely... My dad messaged me and went, how lucky are Man United? I was like, well, maybe that's... Yeah, I disagree, because I just never, ever, ever thought we were going to get anything from that game.
There was completely different ways of looking at that game. You heard a lot of people say, we've absolutely battered them there. We were much the better team and all this. Their keeper never made a save. I seen a stat. There was a stat come up on the telly. We broke the record this season for most touches in the opposition box. Something like 46 touches in the opposition box. We had 3 shots on target. Can you remember one of those shots on target? Because there wasn't the one where I thought, oof, you've made a right save there. I can't remember. I mean, I was pissed, to be fair. But
I can't remember off the top of my head.
You can have all that possession, but if we never created a clear-cut chance, we don't look to have the confidence that we can go and score a goal. Nobody wants to take it. We had so many touches because everyone wanted to give it to somebody else to take the shot. Nobody wanted to have a go themselves. Oh, don't get me started again.
And I know Eddie Howe's been getting some stick off certain people. Simmers had a bit of a rant the other day. I spoke to Simmers this morning. He's driving back from Perth in his big wagon. Reckons he could join us live because he'd be about in Berwick, he says, between Berwick and home. He was going to listen to us. So if you are, Simmers, hello, mate. He was having a bit of a go at Eddie Howe. But I just think sometimes the most obvious solution is the players do a bit more. Like, I wanted a bit more off Jacob Ramsey now. I wanted a bit more off take a pick, doesn't matter. Gordon, just do a little bit more and stop like passing the book. But anyway, so all kinds of way for Newcastle. We can throw away leads. We can't come from behind. Back-to-back 1-0 away defeat. I've got no idea. I don't want to make a pick on this, but 2 in a row for Burnley, under 2.5. They've had the 0-0 and the 1-1. And Newcastle's last 2 away games finished 1-0. They got beat 1-0. So I've got to pick something. Under 2.5 goals, Baz. I mean, Lee, the Burnley fan, has got absolutely no faith in Burnley at all. He says Newcastle have to win. They might do. They might nick it 1-0 or 2-0. So we'll take the under 2.5, Baz.
I've got the over 2.5.
Oh, well, there you go. That's all you need to know in a nutshell.
I mean, I couldn't get involved with either team. Burnley can't win a game. Newcastle can't win away. So you can't back Burnley with any confidence against anyone. You certainly can't take Newcastle at 4-6 away from home, even though they won the reverse fixture a few weeks ago. But even at home in that one, we made hard work of it, hanging on at the end. Burnley missing a great chance to equalise. So I swerved the outright markets. And it's one of them where you can look at whatever stat fits your narrative, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Newcastle have failed to score in 2 away games, so that definitely fits yours. But prior to that, they'd seen 9 consecutive away games go over 2.5. So I've looked a little bit further back to find it to fit my way. Newcastle have conceded in 8 straight games away from home as well. That's what pushed me a little bit towards the overs, because I think Burnley will probably score. And as I say, prior to the Man U Sunderland game, the average goals was closer to like 4 per game. But I did hate this game. I don't like my pick particularly, but here we are. I'm on the overs, 5 to 6.
I've also decided, Barry, to stop watching Newcastle away from home for 2 reasons. Because if we get beat, I'll know what's happened. I don't need to watch it. Like, because I feel like even stuff I don't want to watch, I do watch because we have to sit and do this. But if we get beat, or draw, then I don't have to watch it because I've already seen it. So I don't need to watch it. If we win, then I'll watch it because I want to watch it. So I'll watch what I have to watch, which is the highlights of us winning, which is fine, or not at all because the result tells me, because we've watched it fucking 1,000 times, it doesn't matter. So on Tuesday night, mark my words, I'll be watching something else. I'll pick the games out of a hat. I'll be watching Arsenal Villa is what I'll be watching. I'll not be watching Burnley Newcastle. Next game is Chelsea taking on Bournemouth. Chelsea are 11 to 20, minus 188. Burlington Bertie 100 to 30, plus the 333 the draw. Bournemouth 19 to 4, plus 475. Barry.
Yeah, Chelsea still continue to underwhelm a little bit. Just 1 win in 6 league games now, after losing to Villa at the weekend, which was their 3rd home defeat of the season already. So even at home, not exactly all plain sailing. They've already lost games to Brighton and Sunderland as well at home. But even with Chelsea struggling a little bit lately, I just can't have Bournemouth here. Their winless streak's now stretched to 9 games. They've got an absolute pasting off Brentford at the weekend. 2nd time in 3 games that they've conceded 4 goals as well. Ironically, Bournemouth, having conceded loads of goals recently, they're the only team who stopped Chelsea scoring. Did keep a clean sheet against Chelsea. Was the only clean sheet Chelsea have had against them since day one. I just thought Chelsea would bounce back here, though, and probably pile on the misery a little bit for Bournemouth. There's a chance Bournemouth could be without Semenyo. I was reading last night, Semenyo wants his future decided by the 1st of January. It's looking more and more likely Man City will be where he ends up, and he wants it to happen quickly. So if that's the case, if there is the potential of that going through on the 1st of Jan, he might not make this one. Chelsea are short as an outright pick, so I've tagged on over 1.5 goals. It's still a little bit of a shorty, but it is what it is. I'm taking Chelsea to win and over 1.5 goals at 8 to 11. Can't have Bournemouth.
Yeah, they were all the markets I looked at, and I understand it's a bit of a risk because we've had Chelsea pegged all season. I mean, one of the things that we have been right about is we've had Chelsea absolutely nailed down in terms of what type of team they are. But that really doesn't help you finding a bet, especially against Bournemouth here. 1 win in 6. They've only won 4 in 9 at home. The last 8 have gone 4 over, 4 under. Both teams to score 4 yes, 4 no. So it's really hard picking Chelsea. Joe mentioned, and this is a weekly thing, the cards market, the cards ladder people have been talking about. This might be a little bit different because it's their side profile and they might get the noses in front, but fucking hell. 6 against Newcastle and then another 5. Liam Delap again, he come off the bench and got booked for dissent inside 20 seconds. Like, mate, fucking stop it. Like, absolute buffoon. And that Villa game was a real weird game of 2 halves the other day. Cole Palmer looks, I don't know what he looks like, just off it. Well, I don't know if he's fit or he looks a bit pissed off with the whole thing. But Bournemouth have completely and utterly, remember, like, after week 5 of the season where, like, Talk Sport were running, Bournemouth going to finish in the Champions League places and stuff. They've picked up 4 points from 27, and they're still 1 point behind Newcastle. I didn't enjoy looking at that. I mean, what's going on there? But they've lost 4 of their last 5 away. 4-4 against Man United was the other one. And in those 5 games, they've conceded 3-4-3, 4-4. That is an incredibly strong trend. So I looked at Chelsea to win at over 2.5 goals, Baz. You went Chelsea to win over 1.5. But I thought I'd take a little bit of a risk and go bigger on that team total. It has cashed 5 in a row. Bournemouth conceding 3-4, 3-4-4. So the Chelsea team total over 2.5 is 13 to 8 plus 162. I just thought I'd go a little bit bigger on this one. Everyone in the chat wants the cards. Third game is absolutely no easier. It is Nottingham Forest take on Everton. Forest 11-10 plus 110. 23-10, the draw plus 230. Everton 13-5 plus 260. My immediate instinct here was a 1-1 draw of the week. It just looked like two middle teams, unreliable, low scoring. Managers kind of cancel each other out, the two misery arses of the league. Forest did okay against Man City on Boxing Day. Day after, sorry. And the home game before that, they beat Tottenham 3-0. But then they lost this game against Everton 3-0. What was it, 4 weeks ago or whatever? Their form is all over the place. Everton only 1 point in 3. They were poor at Burnley. 4 out of 5 has gone under for Everton. But the key here for my pick, despite me leaning 1-1, is these key players missing for Everton. Keane and Dewsbury Hall, the wedding venue, is out. Jack Grealish is just drunk. David Moyes said, he's been a bit ill over the weekend. He was coming out of a strip club at 4 o'clock in the morning the day before.
He's just got a bit of a virus. He's not feeling
very well.
He has. And then the papers have him coming out of a strip club in the early hours.
It'd be the similar virus that I had 3 weeks ago when I'd done in that 3/4 of a litre of famous grouse, Barry. The virus lives at the bottom of there. So he's out. And Iliman Ndiaye and Idrissa Gana Gueye, both at AFCON. Big players, very big players. And you think what Everton were good at when they were winning games, it was Grealish, Dewsbury Hall and Ndiaye. Those 3 were the key men. Because the forwards are shite. Barry and what's the other big clumsy fucker called?
Beto.
You know what I mean?
Beto.
Neto, Weto, Beto. They're both poorly. And with no service from them two, they're not going to get any service. So that's all of the players that helped Everton pick up points. And those Forest defenders can control those dog shit forwards, that big striker, whichever one they employ. They did quite a good job against Haaland, except at the weekend. So I think they can do a good job against whatever Everton throw at them. So it'll be tight, but I think Forest can touch him off here. So I'll take Forest at 11-10 plus 110.
Yeah, I mean, I've found it tough to trust either of these on a regular basis at the moment. So it was very much a case of trying to find something else. You can find spots occasionally, you need a bit of luck, don't you, back in either Forest and Everton and seeing which team turns up. It turns out taking Everton away to Burnley wasn't one of those spots for me, so I won't be making the same mistake again here. They have failed to score in 3 straight games. Forest have now just lost 2 on the bounce over Christmas, but as you say, it didn't disgrace themselves against City the other day. And if I was going to lean one way or the other, it would probably be Forest for me. That said, Everton did win the reverse fixture 3-0 the other week. And in the end, as I say, I couldn't get to a pick for either of them. But it turned out to be quite an obvious pick. As I mentioned in the last episode, the form for both of these teams, for both teams to score no in their games, it's absolutely ridiculous for both of these teams to be so high on this. Forest 6 of the last 7 Forest games saw both teams to score no, and 10 of the last 13. For Everton, it's very similar. 7 of the last 8 have had a clean sheet on either side, and 9 of the last 11 have seen both teams to score no. So massive form over a long period of time for both of these sides, either winning to 0 or losing to 0. And if you look at the head-to-heads as well, the last 5 head-to-heads have all finished both teams to score no. Everton have won 4 of the last 5 to 0, and Forest won the other 1 to 0. Both teams to score 0. Just the form line for it is far too good. 4-5.
Don't mind it. Forest 1-0 is the answer, Baz.
Yeah.
Brian's joined us. Brian, stopped by to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, etc. Okay, next up is West Ham United taking on Brighton and Hove Albion. West Ham 9-4 plus 225. Draw 13-5 plus 260. Brighton 11-10 plus 110. And like another team, if you just pull 2 names out the hat in a match you didn't want to handicap, this would be right up there. Just no West Ham, no to Brighton, no to any of it. What you got, Baz?
Yeah, I hated this one.
It's awful.
2 teams. I mean, you've got Brighton winless in 5. West Ham now winless in 7. So trying to pick which of them's likely going to change that this week, and I think it's hard to call. Form lines are very similar as well. You look at the types of defeats. Brighton have lost to Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa. West Ham have just lost to City, Liverpool, Villa. So similar caliber of opponents in the form lines as well. My overriding feeling was Brighton are the better side and more likely to get back on track. But there's just nothing recently to suggest you can trust Brighton to win. It's another game I couldn't pick the winner, so I had to look elsewhere. Both teams' recent form lines lent quite heavily to the unders. 4 of the last 6 games for both sides have went under 2.5 goals. And the unders is a plus money price. It's 11 to 10. So I've just gone for this to be low score, and both teams are struggling at the minute. Under 2.5 goals at 11 to 10.
Yeah, my instinct was that Brighton were the most likely winners as well, but you can't back them at 11 to 10. That's just how you perceive both teams over the last 2 years or whatever. Because West Ham was shit, and I knew it. I was on to West Ham. That win against Newcastle, and they beat someone else at home, and that's it. It was Burnley, I think it was, but 3 points from 21. The home form's rubbish. 1-2, lost 7. Their only 3 league wins this season came against the teams in 14th, 17th, and 19th. Anyone above that, they've drawn 3, lost 10. So any half-decent team gets a result. But Brighton did okay at Arsenal. Failed to beat Sunderland. The reverse fixture finished 1-1 a couple of weeks ago when they needed a last-minute equaliser, by the way, to get that draw. Same as you, Baz. 3 out of 4 for Brighton, under 2.5. 4 out of 6 for West Ham, under 2.5. And it is plus money. It's 11 to 10, plus 110. I don't know where my ray gun is, Barry. Someone's tidied it up. Well, I reckon ever since the in-laws came on Saturday, just for a few hours, and everything that I hold dear and close was tidied away, and I haven't been able to lay eyes on it ever since. So, Barry, pew, 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 pow. Under 2.5 goals, 11 to 10, plus 110. I'll text one of the children in a minute to locate me ray gun. Joe Dollar, I think, tongue in cheek, has gone for the 3-3 draw of the week in that one. Bowen, shots on target for Bootle. In a Paqueta card. I don't know if he's got any friends in Brazil who've got the nod off Paqueta. We are brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. You get the best prices on Novig. Download the Novig app, get $50. You spend $5. The promo code is SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. And Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on the props. Been really good at doing anything, identifying fading players, taking the unders. You've got college basketball on there too, going well with the boys from the college experience. Promo code is SGPN25. Download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use promo code SGPN25. Speaking of the NFL, Baz, you know that double we hit last night? All sitting there unsettled. Just not lost, just unsettled. They just can't be chewed. The Jags game's got a little green tick next to it. The Bengals game, just nothing. Grayed out. Not graded as a winner or a loser.
They won by about 30 points or something.
They won by, yeah. You covered the -7. I hit with a last-second field goal. So that was all fun and exciting. 8:15, 3:15 on Tuesday night. Arsenal take on Aston Villa. This, by far, is game of the week. Arsenal are round about 1-2, -200. 100-30 the draw, plus 333. And Villa are 21-4, plus 525. The disrespect in the prices here is absolutely ridiculous. Regardless of who you think will win, I'd have Villa at about 3-1. They were 3-1 to beat Chelsea, and that was too big. They should have been, 9-4, 2-1 or something. And they should be 3-1 to win this, but they're not. They're over 5-1. So a little bit like we said in the Chelsea game, regardless of the outcome, as a bloke with a tenner in your pocket, you have to put it on Villa. and we did, and we were right. I know it's one of the few things we got right, but this wasn't even really about the result. This was just about the prices, and I feel exactly the same here. I know Joe's beating the drum that Villa are outscoring the XG, and they've got a big horseshoe up their arse, etc. Arsenal have been winning. So you take Arsenal's recent form one of two ways. It's either a red flag because they're scraping past teams, or you're delighted that they've picked up 9 points without playing particularly well when they've got players to come back. 3 wins, all by 1 goal against lesser opposition, featuring 3 own goals and a penalty. So we would put that up as a negative because we want to. You just talked about games suiting your narrative. Joe would put that up as positive because that's what he wants to do. But 1-2 is way too short when they've been beating teams not as good by 1 goal. You'd have thought the odds have to be much closer together. So you have to make some kind of case for Villa, just like we did at Chelsea. And if they don't hit, they owe us absolutely nothing. Villa was 11 out of 12 wins, all kinds of prices in there. If you want to take the double chance at 6-4, I couldn't put you off that because it's a nice little cash. But I have no option but to take Villa at 21-4 plus 5.25, Barry.
Yeah, I mean, I was in exactly the same position because it was like the Chelsea game all over again. The Villa price, given their current form, is absolutely massive. If you shop around, you still get 6-1. I looked yesterday; there was 6.5-1 yesterday, so they've actually been nipped in a little bit since then. But yeah, 6-1 still available. A team have won 11 in a row now, including a win over Arsenal just 3 weeks ago, and they've scored 2 or more goals in 10 of those 11 games. So plenty of goals. Arsenal are unbeaten since losing to Villa, but it hasn't been straightforward. Single goal wins against Wolves, Brighton, Everton. And I think 4 of their 5 goals they've scored have been own goals, maybe 3. They've required a lot of own goals going in. Own goals and penalties seems to be the only way they're getting goals.
4 of 6. Bootle's just put in the
chat. I just, as you say, they are winning, but it hasn't been convincing. And they may well win this. But at these prices, you have to be on Villa, I think. I've gone for Villa in the double chance. 13-8 you can get for Villa double chance. And I like to pick that. Lee's put in the thingy. Is Villa team total over 1.5? As I say, they've done it in 10 of the last 11 games now. 4-1 for them to score 2 goals here. Might be on the wrong end of it, but all the value is in the Villa side of it here. It has to be Villa. Villa double chance would be my main pick, but I'll take the Villa team total as well.
Yeah, so Villa team total for Smithy. I mean, Joe's making the case for Arsenal. He's the only one, really, though. Seagul's gone for the 1-1. Bootle likes the corners. The one thing I say about Villa, that Chelsea game, in the first half, I felt like I was watching Man U Newcastle because Villa were rubbish. And I thought, what are they doing? It's like they decided not to enter the contest.
You know what Emery does? Emery makes changes and shuffles things around. That's what Newcastle don't seem to do. We'll just play 4-3-3 over and over again.
Because I was just going to message Wayne, Mad Irish Wayne. Yeah, because when Newcastle, Man United, he was messaging me a lot. So we were talking about it. And I was just going to say, mate, this is the same as last night. And before I had a chance to message, Villa had equalised and gone 2-1 up. How did they not give that save by Martinez, by the way? Rhys James's cross, which Martinez claws away from under his own crossbar. And they graded it as not a save, which cost me and you about 70 quid, Baston. But he made changes and they came good. So, yeah, good game. We said Villa after this week. I mean, talk about teams having identical fixtures like Liverpool, home to Wolves, home to Leeds or whatever. Villa having to go to Chelsea, go to Arsenal is horrible. They come away with, 3 points, they're already good. If they come away with 4 or more, unbelievable little festive period for them. Final game on Tuesday is Manchester United taking on Wolves. Every game is like a wind-up, this. Man United are 3-10, minus 300. The draw is 9-2, plus 450. Wolverhampton Wanderers, 7-1, Barry.
Yeah, I'm not tempted. Wolves at 7-1, like 12-game losing streak now. Hard to make a case for them changing that here. particularly given that they lost the reverse fixture 4-1 just a few weeks ago. Man United aren't winning many games. So they've, I don't know, if I talk to Man United fans and they keep telling me how good they've got recently, but then you look at their form, they've won only 3 of 9. And the clean sheet versus Newcastle was the first clean sheet in 11 games. I wasn't convinced by Man United. I thought they rode the luck massively. I can't remember seeing a Man United team sit back and park the bus like that for a long time. Certainly since probably Jose Mourinho was there. But I think, I can't back Wolves to win, but I think they've been finding the net a little bit more. They did score against Man United the other week. They scored against Liverpool, scored against Arsenal. And so that's where I've ended up. I'm going to give Wolves a goal here. The Man United clean sheet the other day was an outlier. As I say, they hadn't scored. They hadn't kept a clean sheet in 11 prior to that. So I'm going to take both teams to score in this one, 10-11.
Yeah, I wasn't convinced by Man United. And it was another one which I haven't seen for a little while. Is what the fuck's Amarin playing at? Because you're looking at Man United fans' reactions. It was like he was trying to throw the game, the personnel decisions, the formation decisions. He literally got everything wrong. And I know it sounds churlish to say that, having won 1-0, could you make the case for he got everything right? No, you couldn't, because he fucking didn't. He got everything wrong. So I'll put that one to bed there. I've sorted that out. Clueless, absolutely clueless. And only any team apart from the complete circus act that is Newcastle would have got a result there. And the key players are still missing. The AFCON boys, Mbeumo, Ahmed, Mazraoui, Bruno Fernandes, I assume will still be out. There's a really clear form line here, Baz. Really clear. Wolves' last 3 away games. And we have said, the manager said, that Wolves are much happier away from home. They're under a lot of pressure at home. It's not a very nice place to play. But they're all right. So the last 3 away games, lost 2-1 at Liverpool, lost 2-1 at Arsenal, lost 1-0 at Villa. I mean, they're the top 3 teams in the competition. You think they'll get a goal? I tend to agree with you. So the Wolves handicap plus 1.5 is got to be the pick at 17-20. Man U, something terrible will happen. Then they'll get a late penalty and win 2-1. But Wolves will get a goal. So Wolves plus 1.5 is 17-20, minus 117. Joe's basically made the same pick whilst making different picks in both of us. Man U to win and both teams to score. So we've all made the same pick, and at the same time, all made 3 different picks. So there you go. Barry, it is time for the board game that even I'm frankly getting a little bit bored of. We are just past halfway in the second half. Not really. I fucking love it. It is Barry 2, me 1. The ball has really done nothing but bounce around the halfway line, Barry, for the past month or so. It's your turn. What you got? The ball is on B4, just over the halfway line in your half.
B4. I thought it was B5. Let me have a look then.
It might be B5.
No, I'm in the red half, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's lump it forward 9.
Lump it forward 9.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that is right up to the corner of my 6-yard box. It's not much help to me at all, that, Baz. Oh, I'm really struggling for decent cards here, Barry. What direction's that? That's no good. I don't know whether just jettison. I can't. Oh, right. I'm going to go. I'm playing that, Barry. I believe that maybe Terry McDermott. I'm going to go diagonally 5 infield. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we go midway inside my half now. In the blue half, we're on C9, Barry. That is car C9. Okay, got that. Still 2-1 to Baz. Hope everyone enjoyed that half as much as me and Barry did. Okay, so that was the first set of 6 games done. The next 4 games are on Thursday, which is New Year's Day. Starting at 5. There's 2 early games and 2 late games. 5:30, which is 12:30 Eastern, is Crystal Palace taking on Fulham. Crystal Palace 15-13 plus 115. 12-5 plus 240 the draw. 12-5 plus 240 Fulham. This is me in it. Personally, I feel like I'm really forced into taking Fulham again. You laughed the other day when I said this.
No, I haven't got a problem with it.
You're right. No, you're right, though. It's particular. Like, I think everyone knew, because why wouldn't I? I wanted to take them when they were getting beat. I've then taken them. They've won 3 in a row and 5 of the last 7. And they're always a decent price. I mean, they were plus 155 the other day. They're always a decent price. So I said there was money to be made in them, and they've proven so. And you add into that, there's something off with Palace. We keep mentioning it. A couple of key players missing. The manager can't wait to not be there. It's just all a bit peculiar with Crystal Palace. And also the prices, Baz, because there is nothing to choose between these two teams. Even if you wanted to make them kind of equal, Fulham are twice the price of Palace. Therefore, if all the outcomes are viable, I think I'll just stick with Fulham at 12-5 plus 240.
Yeah, I've gone the same way this week. You've got a team who are 3 defeats in a row against a team with 3 wins in a row, and the side who are winning games are 5-2. I've got them at 5-2 underdogs. Palace did win the reverse fixture, but they haven't won since. And as I say, you can't get away from the fact something isn't right at Palace. They've stopped scoring, just 1 goal in the last 3 games, missing key players as well. Saw, Munoz, the likes of those, not around. Glasner refusing to commit to a new deal. And it just feels like things are unravelling at Palace. And for that reason, I'd rather be on the team who are heading in the right direction than the team who are heading in the wrong direction. Fulham at 5-2 will be my pick.
Pew, 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 pew. I haven't got it back yet, Baz, as you might have noticed. Early kick-off, Liverpool take on Leeds. Liverpool 1-2 minus 200. Leeds 7-2 plus 350. Leeds United 5-1, Barry.
Yeah, I watched the Liverpool Wolves game the other day. I chose that one because I had made Ep.335 my captain in the fantasy football. I swerved Haaland. Everyone was on Haaland. He blanked. And I tuned in to Liverpool Wolves thinking Ep.335 could haul here. And he did very little. And I was pretty underwhelmed by Liverpool generally. They are unbeaten in 6 games now. But I just still think they're very hard to back. And particularly at odds on or in handicaps. Leeds are on a similar unbeaten run to Liverpool, 5 games unbeaten now, including that bonkers 3-3 draw against Liverpool just before Christmas. Plenty of goals for Leeds lately, 12 scored in their last 5 games, and they've not failed to score now in 8 straight games. And so I did go straight to the goals marks here, because Leeds are capable of another upset. I think Liverpool are still vulnerable. So I didn't want to take Liverpool. Couldn't quite get the Leeds as a pick, but the both teams to scores hit 8 straight games for Leeds, over 2.5, and both teams to scores hitting 6 of the last 8. And I've gone for the latter. I've gone for the double up. Both teams to score over 2.5 goals at 21-20.
I'm all in the same market, Spurs, although I took a bit of an easier way out. Liverpool are doing just enough, aren't they? Like the last couple against Tottenham and Wolves. They're very short at home, though. They've only got 1 handicap win. I mean, if you want to put them in an accurate 1-2, fine. But for an outright pick, you'd have to take them on the handicap. And they're not covering. They've got 1 handicap win in the last 5. There's no real patterns with their over or under. But Leeds playing well, undefeated in a 5. They were the better team yesterday at Sunderland. They've drawn the last 2 away games. Leeds on the handicap was just a little bit on the short side. I just stuck both teams to score, Baz. 8 games in a row for Leeds. You're absolutely right. And 3-4 is not a terrible price. Maybe not a working man's price. Might be another ACCA piece. But big TTS, 3-4, minus 133. The penultimate game is... so these 2 games are 8 o'clock on New Year's Day. 3 p.m. kickoff. Brentford taking on Tottenham Hotspur. Brentford 13-10 plus 130. The draw 13-5 plus 260. Tottenham 19-10 plus 190. I just felt like at this point, Baz, 13-10 at home for Brentford is big enough. I think they've earned the right to a bit of respect, particularly off me, because I faded them again the other day against Bournemouth. That was another we haven't mentioned, because this was a low-profile game, Brentford-Bournemouth. But in the midst of not enjoying all of the other football, this was 3-0 by the time I'd even fucking looked at it. Like, I just thought, well, at least there was nothing Nothing, gone. It was just gone away. By the time I'd thrown my eyes on it, gone. So, and I'm not doing that again. Tottenham is still all over the shop, aren't they? The last 3 away games, won one, lost one, drawn one, all different kinds of performances. Who knows what they're supposed to do? They are half decent away from home. But this is just the type of sport Tottenham would love to get beat. I can't fade Brentford again after I did against Bournemouth, so they've turned me round. I'll take Brentford at 13-10 plus 130.
Yeah, I mean, home Brentford versus away Brentford are just two different beasts. There's still only Man City who have went there and won this season. And in the last 5 games, they've put up 4 goals against Bournemouth, 3 against the last 5 home games. There's 4 against Bournemouth, 3 against Liverpool, 3 against Newcastle, 3 against Burnley, and just a single goal against Leeds. So 14 goals scored in the last 5 home games. They've also put 3 past Man United, 2 past Chelsea early in the season as well. And so that led me pretty quickly to a pick. Spurs, you never quite know what you're getting. I thought they were pretty... yesterday's game was pretty underwhelming, again, despite them winning. But they've conceded at least 2 goals in 5 of the last 6 away games now. And so that Brentford team total, they're scoring plenty of goals at home. Spurs are conceding 2 or more regularly away. So decent form for it across both teams. 11-10 for Brentford to score 2 or more. It's going to be my pick.
That's an excellent pick, Barry. That is the arse sniffer. You haven't had an arse sniffer for a few weeks here. That's brilliant. Well done.
We'll talk about it next week and decide whether it was or not.
No, it's fine. I've changed my pick to your pick. That's how confident I am, Barry. My pick is now Barry's pick, everybody. Final game. This sort of getting on my fucking nerves. Will they just get beat for once? Like, fucking Sunderland. Sunderland take on Man City. Sunderland is 6-1. Man City 15-4 plus 375. Man City 2-5, round about minus 238 for our American and Canadian nephews and cousins. Barry, finish us off with a winner.
Yeah, they're getting beat here, aren't they? Surely.
Hope so.
Yeah, I mean, I just think that they're really riding their luck at the minute. I thought Leeds were very unlucky not to have run out winners yesterday, much the better side. And I just don't think Sunderland's form is sustainable. I just don't. They haven't got any goals in them. Scored only 3 in the last 5 games. Man City did win the reverse fixture a few weeks ago, 3-0. And before the Forest win, they'd won 3 consecutive games by that scoreline, 3-0. I'm going for something similar here. Sunderland won't keep Man City out. City will end this. Sunderland home form. City are going to win on a handicap, minus 1.5. City minus 1.5 to 11-10.
Yeah, the Sunderland missing players did look like they were catching up yesterday. They were second best against Leeds. They've somehow avoided defeats continually in the last 2. Man City failed to cover against Forest. I think Forest are probably a little bit better. But I'm going to give Man City another chance. They won their first fixture 3-0 just a few weeks ago, Baz. So I'll co-sign that one. More in hope than anything else. Man City on the handicap, 6-5 plus 120. Pew, etc. Barry, that seemed to take ages. We're bang on 59 minutes, actually. Oh, it's good. Actually, I'll give people about 3 minutes to get today's quiz answer in. If you listen to the pre-Christmas show, you might be able to guess. Can you guess what today's quiz question is, Barry? From Data Dave.
How would I guess what the question is?
Yeah, well, what was the question?
Christmas food.
What was the question pre-Christmas that I asked everyone to join in with?
I can't even remember that now, man. I've drank 6 bottles of wine since then.
What was the best Christmas? What year? So this year, Barry, what was the best New Year's Eve? Is what I asked Data Dave. So if you want to get your guesses in, Data Dave has given me the definitive answer of what the best New Year's Eve was. You've got about 90 seconds. Right. Both teams to score. Liverpool Leeds is my lock at 3-4, minus 133. My underdog can only be Aston Villa. Called me pie accumulator. Over 2.5 goals in the games at Chelsea and Liverpool. 6-4, plus 150. And my stake in Stilton. These are all a bit skinnier this week, Baz, because I'm running scared. Aston Villa and Fulham on the money line is 21-1. Just 2 aways. Anytime goal scorer. We go to Manchester City and Ryan Cherky's in good form. Rotation might be the only thing. I took Wissa the other day and he didn't start. Rotation's a ball ache. But Cherky's found his feet 15-2 plus 750, 11-5 plus 220. Data Dave's pick is having agreed with me for 2 weeks running. He's now totally on the other side. He's gone over 2.5 in West Ham Brighton, where I took the unders. I can't remember what you took.
I can't remember. Wouldn't have been something I was confident in, that's for sure.
Barry can't remember. And
I think I was on the unders as well.
Are right in front of him. He refuses to look, which is Andy Williams will really enjoy that bit of the show, Barry.
I was also on the unders in that one.
What you got?
I've struggled with a lock because I hate everything this week. So I've gone for the City handicap just because it's against Sunderland. My underdog's got to be Villa, 6-1. Massive price. Scorer, I've gone for João Pedro, Chelsea, 6-4 first or 6-4 anytime, 5-1 first or last. Corned beef pie is both teams to score. Man United, Wolves, Newcastle, Burnley, Arsenal, Villa comes in at 11-2. And mistaken still knacker's the same as yours, but I've tagged an extra one on to get a big price. Villa, Fulham, and the final one for me is going to be Brighton to beat West Ham, 45-1.
Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. My staking still wasn't a million miles away last time. I had, I think I went Fulham and Villa again. I did, yeah, but I stuck in Leeds. So, yeah, I know.
That's
about 40-1 or something. Right, okay. Best New Year's Eve, Barry, according to Data Dave?
1999 into 2000, surely.
You'd think so, but no.
Just predictable, isn't it? Too predictable.
2006.
Yeah, what happened? Anything?
I didn't ask him that. I just asked him what the best was.
Yeah.
Just stuck to the facts, Baz. There's no details to be had with Data Dave. He's all business. Right, that's it. We can go away, thankfully.
I've got a little bit of something that needs to be covered just before we go.
Yes.
The highlight of Boxing Day. You'll find this quite funny because the rest of Boxing Day was shit because Newcastle. I went to the club as I always do on Boxing Day when I'm up in Newcastle, a bit of a family affair. So all the aunties, uncles, cousins, friends, family in there for several beers. The plan was...
Did your mum go?
No, my mother doesn't go. She doesn't have any interest in that. So we always go over the football. Obviously, it was a bit different this year because we normally go in like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock and just watch football all day. Normally Newcastle are on about 5 o'clock. People took a bit more of a sensible approach because the Newcastle match wasn't until 8 o'clock. So people were arriving 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, making sure they were okay in time for the match, you know. So I went in 4. Our Jamie, my brother, had taken a less sensible approach.
Oh.
He went to Alnwick Town in the morning to watch a non-league game.
Okay.
10:30 in the morning, straight on the beers. So at 5 o'clock, he rolls into the club. He's been escorted there by his missus with the kids because she's brought the kids along to see the aunties and uncles and stuff. And he is an absolute mess. Like,
what percentage potato are we talking?
Like
full
95% potato.
95% potato.
So he was there for 5 o'clock. By 6 o'clock, she was taking him home.
So did you achieve full potato?
Yeah, absolutely. So by 6 o'clock, he was on his way home, being escorted back to home. 10 minutes later, I got a photo from his missus with a picture of him. They were at the McDonald's drive-through. He's in the passenger seat with the door open, just hurling out of the car in the drive-through.
Jamie.
Apparently went home. He didn't watch any of the match, so you could say he won because
he won Boxing Day
and never watched any of the football at all. So he had a great time. So yeah, that was amusing. Full potato.
Jamie going full potato. Absolutely bank a bet. Lock of the fucking week, Barry. Do we have to ask each other what we're doing on New Year's Eve?
I'm doing nothing.
No, you're not.
I'll be cooking a nice meal. I'll be staying here, having a lovely... Oh, well, yeah, there you go.
I'm going to Carlisle. Luckily, the roulette table that I ruined was my mate's roulette table, which I fucking I know. So at least I can still use my gear on New Year's Eve. It's only 2 hours. It's I deal 9 till 11. So I've got to drive all the way to Carlisle, set my gear up for a 2-hour deal. So I've yet to know that. I think this will be 6 consecutive New Year's Eves on the A69. Midnight on the A69 as I'm driving back, watching the fireworks go off either side of the road in the distance and all that silliness. But that one single night pretty much pays for all of January. Right, okay then. Thanks, everybody. Once again, we made it an entirely new time, so we'll try and see if we can find a new time. We need to talk about the next thing, Baz, but we'll do that off air. Right, Simmers must nearly be home now, I reckon, so we can go. He did message, by the way, text to say that, well, he didn't text because that would be dangerous. He must have done something else. But he did say that he was on the way, so he'll be back now in the lorry yard in Hebben. So, Barry, what else to tell the people before we let them go?
No, we need to get out of here.
Okay. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. I hope a small percentage of you go full potato and the rest of you drink responsibly, etc. Good luck with your picks. We'll be back at some point. Watch out for the schedule, and we'll see you down the road. Cheers.